Everything is having the answer, procedure, process. Singapore is definitely a good place.
Hi, 안녕하세요. Lianhe.
Buenas,
大家好
Bonjour.
Namaste สวัสดีค่ะ
大家好，我係 Eric，今年37歲，嚟自香港。Hello, I'm Eric. I'm 37 this year, and I'm from Hong Kong. I born, raised, and grew up in Hong Kong. So a place called Zhangguan'ou in New Territories. So it's very typical neighborhood with shopping malls, and then I was studying in neighborhood schools, in primary schools. Very typical Hong Kong students or Asian students, study hard. When I was living in Hong Kong, I was working days and nights for just one job, and then it's not much work-life balance. At that time, Hong Kong, there were a lot of uncertainty already. So no matter how I need to brace for some transition. When I tried to explore different places, and finally I could have a chance moving to Singapore. My parents are very supportive, they are very understanding. My friends, a lot of them may not know Singapore very well at that time. Lifestyle in Hong Kong and Singapore actually quite similar. It's just the pace in Hong Kong a bit faster. Even when you see people walking in Hong Kong is faster, the escalator is faster than Singapore. I feel yes, here is also cosmopolitan. People are also working very hard, very fast. But comparatively, people are more relaxed here and they're more chill compared with Hong Kong. So at that time, 2014, and when I come to Singapore, of course, moving to a new place, there are a lot of challenge. I won't say in Singapore it's that easy, that it's all in the bright side. There are some tough moments, especially rental, moving house in Singapore. But at the same time, you meet a lot of people that are willing to help. At first, I don't know much people in Singapore. Then I go up for more events, meet up, join some Dragon Ball teams. And then I know more people, and so I enjoy the life here. The favorite thing I like Singapore is how international it is, how so clean it is. Not just the environment, but the system here is good. Singapore is so structured, everything is having the answer, procedure, process. Singapore is definitely a good place. So this is one of my favorite places in Singapore, Haji Lane. Very colorful, different style, a lot of bars, cafes. Today we are filming is on a weekday afternoon. It's already a lot of tourists. When my friends come to Singapore, I will bring them over, have happy hour, have a tea time. So it's very different from other places like shopping malls, residential area. We can drink in Haji Lane and then go nearby. There are a lot of Middle East food, which is hard to find somewhere else, especially in Asia or Hong Kong. When I grew up in Hong Kong, 90% of people are Cantonese or Hong Kongese. Then you don't have time to explore more, to talk to different people. But in Singapore, it's multiracial, and then there are a lot of expats, whether they stay here, work here, or they just come for travel. It's more international, modernized in terms of race, religion. Then here, when we go out, when we eat together, choose a restaurant, then we know, oh, okay, someone because of religion or the background not eating this and that. Then we can understand the reason behind. And people here respect each other, which is very important. Maybe people from Singapore are used to it already, but in other parts, even when I travel to some other places, it's not the same. So that's the treasure in Singapore. I like writing or sharing. Sometimes I contribute to different media. Example be like on Zaobao, I write some startup or AI development. At the same time, a lot of people in Hong Kong, they are interested in what's happening in Singapore. So besides some interview on the Hong Kong media, I have a short session on RTHK, one of the radio stations in Hong Kong, to talk about Singapore, be it more like on the cultural part or some policy. So I share on the radio station in Hong Kong. Being a Singaporean to me means openness, acceptive, and then myself also have this kind of mindset, talking with different people, understand the background of each other, the mixture of different culture. I'm not just talking about the business, we can work together, but also living here in Singapore, daily life with the neighborhood here. So for example, when I go for the neighborhood, I still remember when I first time played table tennis around the CC. Those uncles and aunties are very welcoming. Then sometimes they ask me how's my work, teach me some slangs, Hokkien, Singlish. At the same time, they're also curious about my background from Hong Kong. But we are very good friends, and then we still play together after so many years. If people ask me what will be the 5 years later in Singapore, what will my life be? It's hard to tell because even every year in Singapore for me is very different. I would say definitely overall there are different new opportunities. I can't really picture what will happen after 5 years, but I still feel optimistic in Singapore.
自2014年嘅自己嚟喺香港之前，為咗目標寫咗好多。如今為咗11年前初嚟報道嘅自己，卻難以下筆。望着能落墨的信紙，無需正能量語句，無需大道理，無萬劫可解的配方，但無懼怕，仍然要相信，那裏會發現曙光。嚟到新加坡，找一個新祖國繼續做人，旅途中會遇到千奇百趣嘅人，令你經歷難關，就當修羅場。可幸嘅係會遇到心地善良嘅好人，而新加坡係好多人嘅中轉站，好多推心置腹嘅朋友會離開，但只要相信喺呢個國際大都會，離開嘅會回來。無論你去到幾遠，至緊要識得返嚟。我哋說了再見，約定再見，就會再見。未來日子，無論遇到什麼困難，都要繼續克勤小問，盡德修業。願與各位同道友好，無憾的可做我。2025仲夏 Eric。